What's up, everybody? Testing. 1 2 1 2. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the lounge. My name is Raven, and came up with this idea mainly because uh, waiting for uh, Diablo 3 development team to go ahead and drop the next season, which I think is going to go down at the end of this month of March. And to get the armory, which I think is going to be like right here when it finally does drop. Basically, if you don't know, the armory is a way to allow you to um, save out loadouts and then with one button click bring it all back up, which is phenomenal. So until then, I wanted to make some different classes and stuff. So I was like, well, how can I record all this stuff and make sure I keep it all? That I'll do a couple of series of videos of some loadouts that I made. So for this loadout, this Demon Hunter, we're doing um, the grenade build with Hellcat waist guard, the new updated version of that belt. Check it out. The updated version says grenades have a chance to bounce 5 times, dealing an additional 50% damage on each bounce. This bonus is increased by 800% for the final bounce. So that's what we're basically basing the premise of this around. You can find this on YouTube and other places as well, but I tweaked mine a little bit. So with that said, let's go through. Let's see. Let's go through gear real quick. Um, some of the gear specific you really need for the build. Some of them you can. It's up to you. Right now, weapons I'm using, I'm dual wielding Fortress Ballista, mainly because it gives you a nice shield of protection for damage mitigation, which is nice, and Dawn, which reduces the cooldown of Vengeance by 61%. So I almost can constantly be in um, Vengeance mode and be able to dish out a whole bunch of damage. Um, we're going with the full-on Unhallowed Essence build. I mean, using that set as well. So, show you what the set does. It says the two-piece set, your generators generate 2 additional hatred, 1 discipline. Okay. 4, you gain 60% damage reduction and deal 60% increased damage for 8 seconds if no enemy is within 10 yards of you. So, damage mitigation and damage increase, we getting a buff to our hatred and discipline uppage. And for the 6th one, your generators, multi-shot and vengeance deal 40% increased damage for every point of discipline you have. So the more discipline you have, the more damage you do. I'm mainly using it for vengeance. I'm thinking about doing a build, doing it around multi-shot at a later date. So that's what this set is. So hands, shoulders, um, chest piece with diamonds in it, headpiece with topaz in it for the extra life vitality. Uh, right now, um, the amulet, it's up to you. Right now, I just got a Halcon's Ascent. When I turn Vengeance on, everybody starts jumping uncontrollably. It's nice little crowd control. Shoulders, Raps of Clarity, your hatred generators reduce damage taken by 32% for 5 seconds. So as you can see, I'm stacking a whole lot of damage mitigation to where I can take a hit. Natalia's Reflection for a ring, named for the crit hit damage. Also the Cultist Ring, sort of like a placeholder, not too married to it. Um, and the feet, same thing. All right, that's gear. Let's take a look at what we got in the cube. Cube, we got Envious Blade, gain 100% critical hit chance against enemies at full health. That one, I got a couple of variations, but I'll go over it in a second. Visage of Groon's Vengeance against the effect of the Dark Heart rune, which is the damage mitigation one. And Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac for cooldown ability. Now, Envious Blade is what I have on there for the weapon. But you could go a couple different routes. You could go with Mana Core, which reduces the hatred of cluster arrows, which you can just fire those things off and fill the screen with the cluster arrows and things of that nature. Or you could go with the Angeom, which for another cooldown, so you can almost probably indefinitely keep up the Vengeance rune. That's another idea as well. Skills, here we go. Since in our ring, we're probably going to put in a Bane of the Trapped to make the build around those impairing skills that we can use to up damage. For example, Stun Grenade has a chance to stun your enemies. Loaded for Bear, mainly because it shoots at a straight arrow. I mean, a straight. Therefore, when you hit your enemies, it does a lot more area damage, and it's not as spread out as using cluster bombs, which go up in the arc and bounces. That one's sort of up to you, but the main thing is they have grenades. Contagion, Mark of Death, especially when you start getting into higher risks. Them taking that additional damage, which you not having to necessarily reapply it when you go into a huge mob, is really nice. Reign of Vengeance from the Shadows does freeze and cold damage, which again goes along with the Bane of the Trapped. Companion, Wolf Companion for the extra damage, and Athanema, which is cluster arrows in a concentrated area that does a whole lot of damage. So there's that. Not really going to talk about Paragon skills because I'm pretty high level, so I pretty much have points in everything. The Follower, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm not necessarily concerned about the Follower that much, just because I do plenty damage. So with that said, let's jump into a rift real quick, and I'll show you what it can do. In Torment 6 at about 30.
Unleash your power, champion.
Got nothing I really got to turn on or anything right now. As you can see, how the thing bounces around.
That was completely worth it. Mostly.
Not enough hatred. Bleed, you filth. My hatred is too low. I need more hatred to do that. Sweet revenge.
As you can see, you can cover a lot of area and damage pretty relatively quickly. And of course, we're not using any modded items or anything like that because we just don't do that. Here in the lounge, we don't do that. We take it the game the way it was made, not having armor with 5 sockets, 10 sockets in the thing, and just having insane damage. It's like after you get to that point, I'm like, well, what was the point of that? But to each his own. So turn it back on. They waste the people, And the nice thing about how this one is set up is that I've got crowd control with the grenades doing the stun. I've got Cold with the Vengeance Room to be able to do extra damage along with it. And I'm still in my Vengeance form, and I'm already all cooled off. Literally no downtime on it. So some cool stuff. So with that said, I'm not gonna go through the whole set, but just wanted to let you see how it works. The Hellcat Waistguard made this build just ridiculously powerful. I can take on 13 at about 20 levels to 30 levels on my own and lay waste to it. Anything past 40 going towards 50, it starts to get a little tough, but most of the time that's all you need anyway. So with that said, we're going to stop this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and see you later.